Hey guys, welcome back. It's your boy. This is gonna be a little bit different of a video. This is take two. I got 15 minutes in the last one, and what ended up happening was I said no space on my computer for some reason. Uh, but today we're gonna be talking about comic books, yes, but Star Wars comic books in particular, and about how the shows could possibly, and I do mean this, the shows, the movies could ruin their agreement with the comic book world slash the fact that they all intertwine, they're all together. Um, so, canon. There are legends and then there is canon stuff, right? We all know this in the Star Wars world. There's legends and canons. Canon is in it, the shows, the movies, that's all canon. Plus the books that they put in the canon, which is all the new stuff that's being made, and the newer comic books, for example, Kanan is canon. Okay, so we all understand this. That's what I understood. Okay, well, Bad Batch, and just so everybody knows, Disney owns Marvel. Disney owns Star Wars. Disney owns Marvel that are creating the comics. So, um, so Kanan. This is a very minor detail, but also very important because, you know, even changing Kanan's so Kanan's origin story in the comic books is that he was sitting around a campfire with his clone troopers and his master. The clones turn on him because the clones turn around, like he gets a call from Commander whatever, and he says, "Commander, it's time. Order 66." And so that happens, right? Turns around, they fight. Caleb Dune is his Padawan name, goes on a freaking his master goes on a rampage, starts killing them, starts killing the all of the clones. Just goes on a rampage. The clone ends up killing her, and they go after the boy. They don't end up killing him, of course, and he is known as the last Padawan. Okay, I thought that was common knowledge amongst most fans and people who have seen Rebels. That was just normal. That he was known as the last Padawan, and I thought his origin story, I didn't know as much before I read this one, but so I was really confused by that because in the comic books, completely different. That was the comic books, but in the show, it's completely different. When I mean completely different, I mean number one, they're in broad daylight. This was at night, broad daylight. The master, they turn around, they go kill her, and the boy is with Clone Force 99 in the Bad Batch. This is the first episode, so I'm not really spoiling anything for anybody, because if you really care about Bad Batch, you would have watched it, or you're just waiting. I don't know. Whatever you want to do with your whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm kind of spoiling some stuff about Bad Batch in the first parts, but so what ends up happening is. So the boys gonna go to Clone Force 99 to help with some combat stuff. This is one of the last battles as well in the Clone Wars. I don't know why I just had to think about that for a second. I was thinking if I knew the battle name, but I don't know the battle name in my head. And what's up happening is that before that battle can start, they get the order. You see them whip around, turn around, start shooting at the master, his master, but she doesn't attack back. She just defends herself, which I'm a little confused by. I don't know why you don't add the part where she goes on a rampage, where she kills him to defend himself, because she's defending herself. I don't see the problem with that. I really don't. I really don't. I think it was stupid they didn't add in there. Especially considering that Clone Wars, you've seen guys get their heads cut off in Clone Wars. We have crossed the path of not killing, okay? We have crossed this path. And I thought this was going to be more of a I get it. It's technically a kids show, but at the same time, like, I don't know. Like, Clone Wars has gone beyond. Okay, Clone Wars has killed. That's just how it is. Clone Wars has killed people. That's fine. And so I don't see the problem with seeing her killing the clones or trying to, because it shows a lot for Kanan. Like, Kanan fought with these guys. He fought beside them. He was friends with them. He was, like, good friends with them. He was, like, their brothers, man. You know, especially at a young age, like he was, you know, like, older people can have very impressionable things. And, you know, they interacted battle after battle at the campsites they were hanging out at in front of the fire. So, you know, it's a big complaint to me right now, because it's a slippery slope. The next thing you know, they're going to change something else about another character that we all like, and it could be a major change, right? Because it was a completely unnecessary thing that they had to add in there. That they add in there. They didn't have to add in there. They didn't need it. It was unnecessary. It was completely unnecessary to even have him in there. And I remember when I first started watching. Well, before I even started watching it, you know, I went to go check out. You know, I just every once in a while, I'll type in Star Wars and I'll search just like news wise to see if there's anything going on. This was when Bad Batch first came out. And they're like, oh man, a new thing though. Tell us about Rebels. And I was like, what is it going to tell us? About Hera? Maybe Hera. Because we know Caleb's background story. We know Kanan's background story. I wasn't need to be told about that one. Maybe the big purple guy. I forget his name. I am watching Rebels again right now. I can't believe I can't remember his name. But I knew it wasn't the two younger people, because those guys weren't old enough yet. I mean, they weren't even born yet. So, and when I saw it was Kanan, I was like, "What?" I was like, well, "This is not how it happens." And it didn't even add anything. It really didn't add anything. And all these news sources were like, "Oh, it tells us about what happens with Kanan before and how he becomes what he is." Not becomes exactly what it is, but his like origin. I'm like, well, if you've ever opened the wiki site, you would know his whole background story. It's really not that difficult. Just go to his wiki site and you can just read it. It'll take you like 5 minutes to read. So these news sources really don't actually know their background source a lot of times. If they say that this was something new that they found out. No, other sources like CBR, I believe, comicbookreview.com. I can't remember if that's what that means for, but they do a lot of comic book stuff and geek stuff. And they did say they changed it a little bit. It was a minor change, but, you know, they did change it. And, you know, my complaint is not that it was necessarily a problem, but it's completely unnecessary, and you didn't need to change it. And they decided to. They just decided to change it. They're like, well, we're just going to do it. I'm like, oh, well, why? So I'm just trying to tell you guys, it's a slippery slope right now, Lamar. It's a slippery slope. Once you start changing a little bit, things and everything's going to start going downhill. And why? If you're going to start changing things from the comic books, I'm not going to continue to buy these comic books unless they're really good, because I want to be able to go into a movie. Let's say I want to go watch the Force. I don't know. Let's just take episode 1, and I don't want to learn more about Qui-Gon Jinn, right? And so there's a Qui-Gon Jinn comic. I don't know if that's an actual thing. I don't think there's a Qui-Gon Jinn comic, but maybe there is, maybe there isn't. I'm not sure, but let's just say for sakes there is one. And so I'll read the comic because I'll be like, oh, it adds more richness to about his background, about going into episode 1. Even though we don't talk about it in episode 1, but it kind of gives you a sense of a background. It kind of gives you an understanding of some stuff. Well, I'm not going to want to read something that doesn't matter if I go watch the movie that this is supposed to be a part of. Or like, I don't want to just read it and then they come back and they're like, well, we're going to make a cartoon of it and it's going to be different. It's going to be completely different. It's going to be not completely different, but a lot of things are going to be different. It's going to change things up. And I'm like, Why did I just read this comic? Because this was canon. You told me this is canon. This is canon. This is canon. This is canon. Kanan is canon. Kanan is canon. Okay? That's what I would have understood. That's what I understood. This was made by Marvel. I don't see Legends on the side of this at all. Or the Epic Collection or whatever. I don't see that. So I am confused. What do you guys want to do? Do you guys want it to be completely separate? Or is it the same? Because I would like to know. I would like to know what is going on. Because partially the reason I got into the comics was because I wanted to have a more enriching viewing of the shows and the movies. Because it really does enrich you. Do you want to go... I would suggest that anybody out there who's a big reader or a comic book fan that also loves watching movies, especially of these like series like Star Wars. Star Wars is actually perfect because these canon universe is perfect with it. It goes along. It's all gelling together. Now the Marvel Universe movies, it doesn't really do the same thing with the Marvel comic books. There's so many of them, but I just don't understand what they're trying to do at this point, and it's very frustrating as a fan of the comic books. Some of the comic books are amazing. So I just want to know what's going on. And that's my big complaint. That is my complaint. I know they're kind of trying to do a little bit of rant here, but that is my big complaint for you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Hey guys, just remember, subscribe, like the video. Please comment. I am more than happy to help. I am always responding to comments. I usually like to respond within 48 hours generally. So I'm always responding. I'm always open to have conversations with you guys. If you guys have questions, let me know. I'm more than happy to do videos about certain topics if I know them. If I don't know them, I'll be honest with you. Like I was asked, where to start Booster Gold, and I was like, I haven't done anything Booster Gold. I ain't gonna lie. I haven't done Booster Gold. I haven't read anything about Booster Gold alone. So please just let me know in the comment section below what you guys want. I will tell you guys yay, nay, whatever. But don't forget to comment and subscribe for more videos. It helps out. It helps me. It helps me know that you guys are interacting. That you guys want these things. I do it because I enjoy kind of spreading my knowledge to everybody else and some great comic book stories. So hope you guys have a good day. Peace.